go.
Technically a loitering.
It's time for you to go.
Okay, I'm not gonna leave. Okay.
You're gonna leave before I do. I guarantee it.
I'm not.
Guarantee.
I'm not. I'm not.
You are ridiculous.
Okay.
You can make up all you want.
Okay.
It's gonna be on your. You have a dash cam?
I do not.
Oh, of course you don't. This is terrible. Then. You don't have a body cam or a dash.
Are you the
cam.
same guy that did this to Millsboro Police Department?
What are you talking about?
Or you're a journalist? You want to have?
I take
people come talk to
pictures.
you?
What's wrong with taking pictures?
Okay. You were taking pictures of Mark about 2 months ago, right?
Who cares?
Okay.
I do a lot of stories.
Okay.
What's the deal? I have it all on
What is your
video.
overall purpose of getting the police to come here?
I don't want the police to come here. I want to get my pictures and leave. I don't
Okay.
want, I already told you to leave. I
Okay.
don't want you here.
Okay.
Are you detaining me?
Am I detaining you?
Yes, ma'am.
As a matter.
A tense confrontation unfolds as Officer Valenti attempts to force an independent journalist to leave a public area despite no legal violation. The situation escalates to a breaking point when personal liberty is restricted through a detention without clear probable cause. Is holding a camera on a public sidewalk enough to turn a citizen into a criminal in the eyes of law enforcement? Let us analyze the boundary between law enforcement and abuse of power in this encounter. Remember to follow ID Refusal 101 to understand your rights. We extend our gratitude and encourage viewers to follow the original creator for the full story. Welcome to ID Refusal 101. We're here to arm you with legal knowledge to protect yourself. Subscribe now to know your rights and how to assert them. And now, enjoy the video.
Okay.
I'm a CNC's officer with the Selby Police Department. What's going on? They're asking me that. Why are you for?
Okay.
Do you have any ID on you?
No.
Okay. Well, I need drive. You're loitering. Directly on public property.
I'm on public property.
You're on public property. This right here is all Mount Air.
This is a public street.
This is all Mount Air.
There's sidewalks here.
And you're loitering. You're doing something that's abnormal to the public. So I'm gonna have you get an
That's
ID.
the dumbest things I've ever heard. Are you serious? Are you
I
a joke?
No, I'm not a joke.
I have purpose here. I just told you what I'm doing. Loitering has to do with having no purpose. Abnormality is not you're not the judge of abnormality. Let's get real here. Who do you think you are?
You're telling me that this sidewalk is belonging to Mount Air. Okay. No soliciting, no loitering, and no trespassing.
I'm not loitering. I have a purpose.
Okay. Okay. Well, obviously you're already familiar with the things.
Exactly,
because
because you're telling me what you're saying is completely wrong. It's time for you to go.
Typically a loitering.
It's time for you to go.
Okay. I'm not gonna leave. Okay.
You're gonna leave before I do. I guarantee it.
I'm not.
Guarantee.
I'm not. I'm not.
You are ridiculous.
Okay.
You can make up all you want.
Okay.
It's gonna be on your. You have a dash cam?
I do not.
Oh, of course you don't. This is terrible. Then. You don't have a body cam or a dash
Are you the
cam.
same guy that did this to Millsboro Police Department?
What are you talking about?
Or you're a journalist? You want to have?
I take
people come talk to
pictures.
you?
What's wrong with taking pictures?
Okay. You were taking pictures of Mark about 2 months ago, right?
Who cares?
Okay.
I do a lot of stories.
Okay.
What's the deal? I have it all on
What is your
video.
overall purpose of getting the police to come here?
I don't want the police to come here. I want to get my pictures and leave. I don't
Okay.
want, I already told you to leave. I
Okay.
don't want you here.
Okay.
Are you detaining me?
Am I detaining you?
Yes, ma'am.
As a matter. Okay, once another officer gets here, I'm gonna have a couple things done, and then we'll get you on your way, okay? But for right now, I'm gonna have you sit right here, okay?
This is ridiculous. You don't know anything about the law.
I don't, okay. Do you have any sort of law degree or anything like that?
No, I read though.
You read?
Yeah.
Okay.
The laws are written down.
Okay.
They're all written down. Right? Aren't they? In a book or something? So anyone can read them. Why do you need a law degree to know laws?
So what is your overall purpose here?
I have cameras, so I'm here to take pictures. That's the goal.
Okay.
The fact that they don't like it, and you're not the feelings police. You're not out here to enforce their policies or their feelings. You're out here to enforce the law.
If I can talk to you without you interrupting,
I don't want to talk to you. I'd like to be free on my way, but you've detained me here.
Right now, you are being detained, okay?
The confrontation between Officer Valenti and the videographer erupts as she attempts to conflate standing on a public sidewalk with illegal loitering. Valenti errs in assuming she has the authority to judge the abnormality of a citizen exercising First Amendment rights. The videographer skillfully employs the ID refusal strategy by repeatedly questioning his legal status. Under the Fourth Amendment, law enforcement cannot detain an individual without reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime. Valenti's confirmation of detention simply because a citizen is taking photos on a sidewalk is a clear indicator of police misconduct. The act of ID refusal here is entirely justified as there is no evidence of a crime in progress. You must remember that laws are written for everyone, not just those with legal degrees. Stay firm with ID refusal when officers attempt to enforce personal feelings rather than actual law. Standing your ground with ID refusal is the key to holding power-tripping officials accountable during unconstitutional stops.
What the report was for 911 is that...
911?
Yeah, people call 911 when the cops get here.
Why would they call 911 for someone with a camera?
I don't know, but what happened was they told me that there was a gentleman here, he was taking pictures and they've asked him to leave and he wasn't leaving. Okay, so that generates a call for service that makes the police need to respond. Just do me a favor, just sit tight, and then once another officer gets here, I'm going to look up a couple things because I believe we have a town code for that. If not, then you're fine to go, but I need to make sure that my job...
Town code for what?
Loitering, standing on the streets and stuff like that. Officer coming right there, so once he gets
Why
here...
is he coming with lights on?
I don't know, I'm not him. When he gets here and you can talk to him...
What are you doing?
You're more than welcome to ask him
flying
that.
through here.
Okay. When he gets here, you're more than welcome to ask him why his lights are on, okay?
That's a joke.
Okay.
Officer Valenti's actions in this segment reveal a struggle to justify a civil stop lacking any criminal basis. Receiving a 911 call about someone taking pictures does not equate to evidence of a crime in progress. Under Terry v. Ohio, police require specific, articulable, reasonable suspicion to detain, yet Valenti admits she must search for a town code to see if the videographer is in violation. This is a weak attempt to transform a legal First Amendment activity into an administrative offense. The videographer executes ID refusal brilliantly by questioning the necessity of dispatching backup with emergency lights. Maintaining ID refusal while the police are stalling to find a law is crucial. You are under no obligation to provide identification or assist the police in finding a reason to charge you. Stay firm with ID refusal, because if they truly had probable cause for an arrest, they would not need to wait and check the law books. Holding your ground with ID refusal forces law enforcement to acknowledge the lack of legal standing for their interference.
It's a shit show here, dude. What's up, man? What's your name? Valenti. What? Why are we rolling up lights to some cameras?
I don't know what's going on. They call me out for assistance. I really don't know what's going on.
You just run lights no matter what?
I'm sorry?
You just run lights no matter what?
No, she was yelling for assistance. I don't know what's going on. It was sentenced to
Well, there's a man taking pictures. I mean, all right.
That's fine. Right next to the private property, no loitering sign, man.
On the sidewalk, though. I mean, there's a fire hydrant right there.
I mean, this is all property.
It's a public street.
No, the whole parking lot is property.
I haven't been in there.
Okay.
It's as far as I've been is those wheels.
All right, man. Good job, man. Good job. Good job. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah! Oh, look at that support from the people. Damn, wow.
The arrival of a backup officer with emergency lights escalates the situation unnecessarily, exposing a waste of public resources on a lawful activity. When the videographer asks for the new officer's name, he continues to maintain a strong ID refusal stance. The dispute now centers on the boundary between private property and the public sidewalk. Under U.S. law, sidewalks are considered traditional public forums where First Amendment freedoms of speech and press receive the highest protection. The videographer is correct to point out the fire hydrant as evidence of public easement. The officer's attempt to conflate the private parking lot with the public sidewalk to intimidate a citizen is a textbook case of overreach. In this scenario, the ID refusal strategy prevents law enforcement from arbitrarily expanding the scope of their investigation without clear criminal indicators. Stay firm with ID refusal to protect your right to occupy public spaces. Maintaining ID refusal forces officers to realize that public sidewalks are not under their subjective jurisdiction for peaceful activities.
I had to go look up a couple things. I called my supervisor to make sure that what you're doing is completely fine, okay? So here's what's going to happen.
Wait.
That's their private property.
You had to call your supervisor, but 3 people showed up?
They're not my department. They're the Aggsburg Police Department. I'm selling.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
What are you...
Okay.
All right, so what's up? What'd you find?
So, if you're on their property, that's going to be trespassing. If you're on the street or on the road, it's completely fine. Take
Perfect.
videos. Don't get hit by a car. I don't want to see you get hurt. But if you want to take videos, obviously it's freedom of the press. That's what I was telling you before. I agreed with you before. But when they called and said you were on the property, that's when there was an issue of trespassing.
All right, thanks, Dodson. I appreciate it.
All right. Do you have any questions at all?
Nope, you're good. See you
If
later.
you're going to be out here for a while, let us know.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably be a while. Like when it gets dark, the lights come on and
That's
stuff.
completely fine. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm here to get
with
pictures.
you.
I'm
But
not
that was my
leaving
main
if y'all
concern.
showed up. That's like,
Then I want to make sure it is handled properly.
you're doing good, Dodson. You started off wrong, but I really like where this went.
Because here's the thing, is it is freedom of the press, but like I said, when they call 911 and tell us that you're on the property,
Yeah, it's crazy.
that's all we know when we get here. So if you're on the street or on the sidewalk, that's fine.
Perfect.
Just don't trespass on there. They're obviously feeling some sort of way about it, and I don't want to have to arrest you for trespassing if they're saying you're on the property.
I don't want to be
and stuff like that.
trespassing.
So if you're out here, that's fine. Be careful. Big old trucks fly down the street.
Oh yeah.
Don't want to see you get hurt, and they also smell horrible. So
Yeah, that's why I got the mask. I'm trying to stay visible. So.
yeah, I'm about to say stay visible. Technically, for the town ordinance, you're supposed to have a light on you. So if you have a flashlight,
In the pocket.
keep it on.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Dodson. That was awesome.
I figured that was you that want to do it, bro. I think they're gonna say help people they want to do it, bro. This is what's called backup. They can't do nothing. So they had to discuss all the verdicts.
Yeah, she had to call
y'all
somebody.
either.
No, hell no.
Man, had good.
You too, brother.
All right.
The encounter concludes as Officer Valenti admits, after consulting her supervisor, that the videographer's actions are completely fine. Acknowledging the freedom of press confirms that the police initially lacked a legal basis for the detention. The videographer succeeded through his steadfast commitment to ID refusal from start to finish, refusing to let baseless trespassing threats weaken his stance. This is a prime example of using ID refusal to force law enforcement to follow proper procedure rather than acting on biased reports from a 911 call. Officer Valenti shifts her tone toward traffic safety and town ordinance lighting requirements instead of seeking an arrest. However, the initial mobilization of multiple units still suggests a degree of overreach in suppressing constitutional rights. You must practice ID refusal decisively until officers acknowledge no crime has been committed. Be polite, but remain firm with ID refusal to safeguard your individual liberties. Consistently applying ID refusal ensures that your Fourth Amendment protections are not bypassed by administrative intimidation or subjective feelings of officers. In summary, I grade the videographer an A for his profound legal knowledge and professional execution of ID refusal. He effectively utilized the First Amendment to protect his journalistic rights and the Fourth Amendment to challenge an unsubstantiated detention. Conversely, Officer Valenti receives a D grade for her initial overreach in threatening to arrest a law-abiding citizen and her lack of knowledge regarding public sidewalk boundaries. Her only redeeming quality was the professional de-escalation after consulting her supervisor. The core message here is that ID refusal is not an act of defiance, but a vital legal tool protecting you against police misconduct. When pressured by law enforcement, always demand a legal basis and maintain ID refusal if no specific crime is articulated. To master the skills of self-protection, subscribe to ID Refusal 101 today. Please also visit and support the original creator's channel to witness more of these intense encounters. What would you do in this situation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Persistence in ID refusal is your shield against unconstitutional authority. Knowing your rights isn't being difficult, it's being prepared. If this video helped you understand your legal rights, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below, tell us your story, ask a question, or suggest the next encounter we should break down. This is ID Refusal 101, where we teach the basics of your right. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.